No, it really does suck though. Make sure you double tap that screen like the video. But this war really does suck for us. I mean, higher prices, allies going towards enemies, enemies making more money than ever. And I'm just so confused on why people truly think this is working out for us. And like even my own guys, all these guys, all my guys can tell me who support the war is that, well, you got to understand we're hurting China and Russia. And I'm just like, bro, what you mean? China's still getting their energy. They're still getting their oil from Iran. And Russia's making more money than ever because of this war. And now Iran has power over the Strait of Hormuz. It's like, what is working out for us? Please explain. Like, you can't point not to one metric. And if you do, you're wrong about it. So I always do urge people to just be like, dog, there's a reason why we want to know new wars, especially in the Middle East, because all of our ventures in the Middle East have been failed. And you're insane to think that it's going to work out this time, especially since against the most formidable country in the Middle East. It's like, really? Like, think about it. It didn't work well with Libya. It didn't work well with Iraq. It didn't work well with Afghanistan. And these are way smaller, way less formidable than Iran. But now we think it's going to work with the most formidable of the countries in the Middle East. Iran, really? Crazy.
I think anyone should.
But all right.
You've talked so much about how rape is wrong, but you've also talked so much about how women don't deserve equal rights to men. So my question is, do you respect women since you talk so much against rape? Is that just specifically towards men, or do you think that's towards women?
I don't respect women as equals.
Yeah, but when you talk
because
about
you're
rape,
not equal.
Damn.
Sorry. But when you talk about rape, you talk about how
damn, and what well, I mean, strength wise, of course, intellectually, they can, not all of them can match us, but some. It is, no, I don't want to be sit here and be the sexist, but when he says women aren't equal to men, I mean, he does have a point, especially in the eyes of the law. We are not equal to women. And I prefer it that way. I mean, women get treated better, they get an easier life. I mean, I'm not mad at that.
it's so wrong. Are you talking about male rape? Or are you talking about female rape of like women?
Well, the majority of rapes are going to be on a guy to a woman, of course, right? So I'm saying we should punish those individuals. But
I mean, thanks, bro. I appreciate that you want me to have a good day. He's like, you're lost and soul brainwashed, but I wish you would explain that part. But I do appreciate you saying that you wish me to have a nice day. I mean, I can't be mad at that.
Once again, here's the thing. Let me ask you this. Do you think men should be able to protect and provide? And
I think anyone should.
Okay.
And I think both men and women and people who don't identify as either have.
Not really. Women can't protect and provide the same degree.
Okay, let's talk about during World War II when men went to war. Who was working in the factories? Who was continuing to run society and having a profitable society?
Yeah, but the men were fighting is the point I'm trying to make.
Okay, and who was in America?
And
I mean, yeah, but we were out there dying in the trenches to protect, America. I mean, what did y'all want to switch? Did you want to switch? Okay, then. It's kind of crazy how women bring up that point. I'm just like, yeah, but who's doing the harder job at that point? No, really. I'm not trying to be a dick. We do appreciate what y'all did, but who was doing the harder job? The guys dying in the trenches or the women working in the factories? Please tell me.
Women can't fight to the same degree as men.
But women were also in the army at the time, in the military as a whole.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're gonna have this discussion. The reality is, just because women are capable doesn't mean it's optimal.
So you do think men and women are both equally capable?
No, they're not equally capable. That's the problem.
They were both capable,
I said just because they're capable.
I'll give it to this. I'll say women are intellectually the same. I'll give y'all that. And some guys disagree with me on this as well, but I actually do believe that women intellectually are about the same capability as men. But strength-wise, survivability-wise, no. But intellectually, of course.
Well, yeah, they are capable. So why?
But that doesn't mean they're optimal.
But they are capable, just like men. Is
like
what you just said.
Can play basketball, but
no, I can't.
A guy can play basketball better.
Yeah, I'm 5'4".
But you're capable.
Basketball with anyone.
That's what I'm giving you an example of. Just because you're capable doesn't mean you're optimal.
And I just said I couldn't play basketball. But have you just said? But women are capable. So why shouldn't women? I'm just saying what you were saying. Why shouldn't women?
Why you cut the whole other?
I mean, look, ladies, if y'all want to switch, we can. Look, if you want to work all the dangerous jobs while we sit in the office and do therapy and teach children and do daycare, I mean, okay, but I know y'all not gonna like it. It's like just with the World War II example. I mean, all right, y'all was working in the factories, but we were dying in trenches. It's like, are you sure you really want to make the comparison?
Part off with what I said after capable.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Someone was yelling at me.
Okay, I said just because they're capable doesn't mean they're optimal. So women can do a lot of the things that men do, but they can't do it at the same level.
So where do they not have the same? Why are they not considered optimal to you?
Because men are stronger.
Can you list one statistic? Cite one study about that, or are you just saying?
Do I need a study to tell you?
Ass?
Do I need a study to tell you that men are physically superior to women?
Yeah.
Incredible. See, that's what I'm talking about. I say stupid. Chat like that. Like
okay,
guys,
I'm
we're
the
chat.
One who can
not
pull
chat,
up.
but
okay.
Like,
I mean, damn. I mean, you really need to read that. Like, you don't understand that most guys are stronger than you. And I know you can sit there and find your outliers. I mean, you can sit there and find a 6'8" girl that could most likely whoop a 5'3" guy's ass, but that's a crazy outlier right there.
How about Heidi Levitt, an
well,
inventor?
this is like a live chat right now.
How about Stephanie Kolak, an inventor? When we have female inventors,
Sean, you know
and
what
we
to
have females doing the same thing as men.
Okay, what's the invention again?
What did you say?
You said there was a female inventor. What did she invent?
I mean,
sorry.
You were gonna. Yeah, we always fact check it.
Heidi Levitt, or not Levitt.
No,
Stephanie
what did she
Kolak.
invent?
Stephanie Kolak.
I mean, look, I'll help you out, sis. Let's see here. What was it? This lady name, last name Lockhart. I think somebody can Google this for me, but last name Lockhart, and she invented the first coding. Actually, I also think a woman invented Wi-Fi as well. But yeah, a woman invented literally the first computer coding system. So, like I said, they're intellectually capable.
What did she invent?
With the help of her rich husband. I mean, just putting that in there. W husbands.
Nicola, right now.
What did
Stephanie?
You got it? Yeah. What did she invent?
She invented. She's in STEM. I'm not a STEM major. I just have studied women. How about Ella Golding? Or she's a
What did they invent? What did they invent?
I mean,
how about?
I don't know, bro.
Heidi.
Yeah, freeze.
I don't know.
I'm
Side, come on, dog. Like, I get you're a hardcore feminist at this point, but bruh, fighting in the trenches, nothing like giving childbirth. I mean, are you sure, bro? Are you sure dying in the trenches? Because imagine you invite in the trenches, you with your homie, and your homie gets blowed up, and you're sitting there watching him die, and you know his wife and kids and shit. And now you're about to go home knowing that your homie would never see his wife and kids. Oh, yeah, and you're also going home without a leg either. I mean, are you sure that's harder than, you sure childbirth is harder than that, bro? You sure? Because let me be real with you. I think I'd rather actually experience childbirth than have to go through that. To be real with you, dog. To be real with you. But as a man, I'm ready to do it. But to sit there and say dying in the trenches, I don't know, dog. I think there's more psychological and physical damage that comes with dying in trenches or being in trench warfare. I don't know about that, buddy. I don't know. I think that's just an easy debate for me to win.
I'm trying to think of more because there are so many.
See, the problem is you can't think of anything because they don't invent anything. That's what I'm trying to explain here. Like, women aren't really the ones that invent and push society. They don't. Okay, men are the ones that have the ingenuity to do that.
A woman has not also worked on.
Consistent hatred of
the invention of the light bulb, the invention of electricity. Look it up. Every single invention has had.
Thomas Edison, I guess, is a woman now.
Whoa, that was us.
Thomas Edison's wife is an inventor.
Hold on, man. Hold on. The figment for the light bulb and all that was actually a black guy. Come on, man. Like, lady, you just gonna try to take it from us? Come on, you gotta chill now. Now you gotta chill.
Yeah. No, we got Thomas Edison, of course. Yeah, I see that here.
Look up his wife.
His wife?
Yeah.
There's nothing about his wife here.
I'm talking about women in STEM. You're saying that women are not as optimal as men when women have throughout history been as optimal. And you're putting your head down and not arguing because you know I'm right, because you know there's no argument against factual history.
Okay, let me.
No, and you're speechless because there's no rebuttal because it's true. Women throughout history have been in the same fields as men, have been incredibly helpful in the invention of things, got us to space. There's movies about that shit.
Okay. So,
I mean,
what you're failing to realize.
Look, yes, women did, do the mathematics to, help us on our trajectory trail, when it came to the space missions. I mean, yeah, that's true. Shout out to women. But we built the fucking rocket. Like, come on. Give us like, really? Yeah, all right, fine. We could say it was it was a two people effort. It was a two gender effort. It was both of us, men and women, working together as we should.
Is the women that you're talking about that allegedly did some of this stuff, which they didn't, by the way.
It's in history.
Can I finish my point? Can I finish my point? Because you're, I'll let you.
Yeah, go for it.
Finish your entire point, then I'll respond. Go ahead.
No, you wanted to finish. Finish your point. What am I not realizing?
Okay. So what you're not realizing is these women allegedly that invented some of this stuff, which they haven't, by the way. The reality is that when women do invent things or when they do get involved in certain career fields like STEM or whatever, they tend to be the minority, okay? If we had to rely upon female, look, of course. So are we surprised? Anyway, if we had to rely on female ingenuity for society to continue, we would be fucked, okay? Men run all the main infrastructure.
When all of the men went
because you're talking about the exception to the rule, but the reality is the majority of women don't do that.
Of course, there's an exception to the rule when for years, women and people of color have been not allowed to do things. But once we started in society to allow women and people of color to move
we looked this up.
Whoa, don't add us in there, sweetheart. Make this about women. Us people of color, we were doing a lot already. Actually, we were able to vote before women. Yes, black people. Yes, black men able to vote for women. Y'all was throwing a fucking fit over it.
Thomas Edison had 2 wives, and neither of them did anything here, according to ChatGPT.
That's not even true.
So again,
to allow women and people of color to move.
All right, we looked this up. Thomas Edison had 2 wives, and neither of them did anything here, according to ChatGPT.
Let's go. So, hey, what? Really? Thomas was like that? That boy Edison was pimping like that? All right. I think I just found my new favorite president. I'm just playing.
Oh, again. Women taking credit for a man's work.
He wasn't the only president that had 2 wives. John Adams also had 2 wives as well.
Like as usual. Do you have an argument? What's your actual argument?
That women throughout history have been as capable, and you even said women are capable, and they've helped progress
They're not as capable at all.
They are.
No, they're not.
You literally said they were. You said they were capable but not optimal. Why are you going back on your argument that you just had?
When I say women are capable but not optimal, I mean as in a man can do it better. And they're not capable in everything. They're capable in some things.
Name one thing they're not capable in. Stop turning my mic down. Name one thing that they're not capable in.
Women are weaker than men. Women don't have the same ability, the same physical prowess as a man. That's why men typically tend to build things. Men have invented most things. Men create infrastructure. Women don't. I mean, like.
Women do.
See, here's the issue, right? We can't even have because she doesn't live in reality. So since you don't live in reality,
I don't know about that, sis. It's like, nah, I'll be real with you. Majority, actually, I could safely say 99.99% of the buildings that you're looking at today were built by men. 99.99%. I mean, actually, maybe you could safely say 100%, but you never know. There might be a building that was built by all women, but no, mostly it was built by majority men crew or all men crew. But y'all welcome though. But y'all do great work inside of these buildings and your office jobs and all that good stuff. So we appreciate that. We love women here.
A foundation to go off of.
I'm right here.
Right?
Where do I not live in reality when I'm pulling stuff from things that already happened? I'm not saying in some random future world. I'm saying right now, there are more women going into university and college and jobs right now than there are men. The percentage of women is higher than the percentage of men going into jobs.
And you know what's interesting? Women dominate college attendance and college graduation. But why is it that men still control all the infrastructure?
They don't.
Because women get useless fucking jobs. That's why.
Women are.
No, we still control the infrastructure because we're still hands-on. It's like, I mean, that's great. You got your finance job, you got your tech degree, but you still need a building to work in. You still need a data center that needs to be built to work in. And that's guys who built it. I mean, you still need transportation, and that's guys who handle that. I mean, we handle all the essentials of this society. I mean, bro, women, are you going to do sewer? Are you going to do sewer work? Are you going to go into sewers? Okay, I thought so. So be happy that you get to do all the office jobs and us men are complaining about y'all not doing no sewer work.
Moving up in the
They go to school for dumb shit like African American studies. right? Or
girl, what do you mean?
Why they go to school for retarded shit, and they don't get a job after. So it is what it is. Like, despite the fact,
saying that you're lesser than white people? Why are African American studies not important?
I'm giving an example. It's a retarded major, but anyway, the point I'm trying to make is,
I mean, it is a retarded major. African American studies is a stupid ass major because it's not going to make you any real money. And these kids go to college thinking that these degrees are going to make them money and I'm sorry, but that's not true. You're literally wasting your time in college if you don't go for a STEM major. I mean, there's other majors as well, but mainly you're going to get your money's worth out of STEM.
Is that women go to school and major in dumb shit and get useless jobs if they even get a job, and the men still control the infrastructure because men and women are different. Okay, that's just how it is.
There are more women going into STEM fields than there are men right now.
There's more men in STEM. We absolutely dominate it.
Is higher.
It's like 90% plus.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's interesting because women have higher.
All the top tech companies are owned by who? Men. So, like I said, we control that as well. I mean, shoot. I mean, should we even control the makeup industry? We control y'all makeup. We control female products as well. Like it or not.
Women, like you said, women are graduating at a higher degree, yet men still control these fields. That should tell you something.
It's changing. Have you not seen? Like, it's completely flipping. There are more women going into these STEM fields.
Men still dominated. Men still dominated, despite the fact that women have an overrepresentation in the institutions. Yeah, but what do you think is going to happen when more women go in and more men are leaving because they retire out of it? Men still dominated.
Yeah,
you think more women
and it's also important to understand that men dominated despite the fact that women are graduating at higher rates. That's very important.
Yeah, because men have been in it, and now more women are going into it. I'm not saying I'm saying what do you think will happen? Do you think men will still dominate it in the next 50 years when more women?
If women dominate it, we're fucked. Buildings are gonna be falling all over the place. Right. We're not gonna progress as much.
Why do you think that?
Nah, it's wild.
We're at war.
Yeah, everything that goes wrong is because of men in power.
All right, let the Wakanda woman come up. What do you have to say?
Wakanda woman is crazy.
She's been heckling the whole time. All right.
You try to say that if women are in power, things will fall apart. But what's happening?
I mean, look, lady, if you honestly sit here and think that if you women got empowered, there wasn't going to be war, y'all stupid. I mean, bro, look, queens started wars before, and there's been some brutal queens throughout history. Actually, some of the most brutal leaders in history were women. So to sit there and pretend like, oh, it's all going to be rainbows if women were empowered. No, actually, we might be in World War III a whole lot faster, actually. Because I'm going to be real with you, women are savages. Women are, I honestly believe that I love women, but women are more ruthless than men when it comes to getting what they want. And shout out to them.
Happening right now as a man is in power, and a man has been in power, and we have been struggling as a country. Gas prices have went up. We're currently at war. So what is, like, if things are fucked up with men?
Still better than Kamala, though. Still better than Kamala, though.
What?
Still better than Kamala.
No, the thing is, what?
3 women versus 1. Let's go. They're conspiring together. Okay, what are we gonna say? What are we gonna say? What's up? Go ahead.
No, we were just making fun of you.
Okay, but with no facts, though. With no facts.
Is that not a fact that President Trump is in office?
Yeah, but men are still better leaders, and that's better than Kamala.
She just threatened me, by the way. She said she's gonna hurt me.
She said she's gonna hurt you.
I didn't
See,
say
there you
that.
go.
I didn't fucking say that.
Female privilege.
Now you did.
Female privilege. Okay, so what's your actual argument?
What you did? I heard you. She turned over and said, "I'm gonna do something to you." I was like, "Damn, all right, sis. All right, not really giving black women the best image right now, but it's all good."
I just told you still better than Kamala. What's your argument?
I never said that. You said
no. I said because you're saying, "Oh, we are at war right now, and men lead that." What I'm arguing is that still better than Kamala Harris being president.
I mean, it is.
I think that politicians in themselves are.
I'm sorry, but Kamala Harris said straight up that she wanted to get into it with Iran. That's one of the reasons why I said hell no to Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris was pro-war. She was pro-war with Russia, and she was definitely pro-war with Iran. She sat down in an interview and said it right out. At least Trump had the decency to lie about it, which we hate about, but Kamala just said it. Like, you serious? One just said no to wars with anybody, especially war with Iran. And Kamala just said, no, actually, no, yes, we need to take out Iran. No, they're a huge problem. Like, woman.
I think that you're just trying to use Kamala Harris as a tactic to pit men against women, and I'm talking about how men in power in general, and you're trying to make it a gender thing, and that's where
no, don't do women like that. Bro, Kamala Harris was the worst example of female leadership. We have better examples of female leadership we could have relied on, especially as a black woman. Now, she's not really black, but especially as a colored woman. So I'm sorry, but no, she was just a terrible example of a female that could be a leader. So don't sit there and blame us. Don't try to sit here and call us sexist because y'all couldn't come up with a strong female leader. And let's be real, Trump put a lot of females in his administration, and they're all like bimboing out. Like what? What was it? Kristi Noem, bimboed out. Like Pam Bondi, literally a bimbo, literally a blondie, bimboed out. And there's a lot more. So I'm sorry, but we trust y'all with female leadership, and y'all kind of failed yourselves, okay? And if y'all want to sit there and blame, sexist, I mean, why can't y'all just blame y'all performance when y'all have leadership roles? How come when y'all get fired, always gotta be our fault? Like, where's y'all accountability at a certain point?
Yeah, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, things are just better when men are in charge. Like, women can't lead anything. Name one matriarchy that stood the test of time. Exactly, none. Like men have been the leaders of revolutions, men have been the inventors, men have created everything that you enjoy, right? The crazy dye that you probably use to make your red hair, a man probably invented that, right? It is what it is. Like, men lead everything. And I'm tired of having to like lie and be like, oh no, women are equal and like women should be championed. It's like, dude, realistically speaking, women don't contribute to society the same way that men do. I mean, the fact that none of you can actually formulate an argument, we got 3 or 4 women together and you guys still can't make an argument, is comical to me.
It really is.
I mean, I think, is this on? Is it on?
Yeah, it's on. Before you go on, do any of you ladies have anything to say back to that or no? You three?
Yeah, I do. Sorry. Did you have something to say?
Are you going to actually make an argument or just going to like name call?
I got it.
Because you didn't really make an argument last time.
I'm weak. All right, though. Let me go ahead and prove my point right here. This little clip.
Iran has American blood on their hands. Okay.
Same thing.
And what we saw in terms of just this attack on Israel, 200 ballistic missiles, what we need to do to ensure that Iran never achieves the ability to be a nuclear power.
You know, MAGA is abandoning Trump and they feel betrayed.
Literally the same thing. I mean, now Trump's sounding like Kamala Harris out here. Like, are you serious? Let's go back.
Iran has American blood on their hands. Okay. And what we saw in terms of just.
And here's the crazy thing, bro. If it was Kamala Harris doing this, you Dems would be telling me this, that Iran has bloods on their hands, 47 years of war, the regime. You would have been using the same shit that MAGA is using. That's what's killing me. And I really hope some of y'all are different and I'm wrong about that. But I truly believe if Kamala Harris was doing this, you would be saying the same shit MAGA is saying right now. Right now. Gaslighting the hell out of us.
Iran has American blood on their hands. Okay. And what we saw in terms of just this attack on Israel, 200 ballistic missiles, what we need to do to ensure that Iran never achieves the ability to be a nuclear power.
You know, MAGA is abandoning Trump and they feel betrayed. I go out on tour and I talk to a lot of MAGA people. I would say half my audience were former Trump voters, they're disaffected Republicans and disaffected Democrats. And when I tell people that these former Republicans, they feel betrayed, they go, well, how stupid could you be? You think you're going to trust a con man? Well, who the hell were they supposed to vote for? Here's Kamala Harris and the Democrats doing the exact.
And that was one of my arguments. It's like, yo, what good options were you giving us? Kamala Harris was telling us war with Iran right out of her effing mouth. Right out of her mouth. You thought we was going for that? You thought that she was a better option when she was literally saying it out of her mouth? Not only that, but talking about getting into it with Russia as well? This bitch was talking about literally setting off World War III, and I was supposed to vote for that? At least this nigga Trump had the decency to lie to my black ass. This woman was just telling us what she was going to do. Telling us she was going to throw us into turmoil. And y'all was going like, you should have voted for her. Nigga, is you crazy? Excuse my language. Sorry, I kind of snapped a little bit.
same goddamn thing, and they're just as in bed with Israel as you pointed out with Chuck Schumer at the tippy top of the party. And now they're going to run a bunch of Zionists who are also in the pocket, including Gavin Newsom, by the way, who came out in strongly support of Zionism. It does drive me crazy when I see people say that, oh, they're so stupid, the Trump voters, that they voted for Trump. Well, what the hell were they supposed to vote for? Here's Kamala Harris doing the exact same thing. At least Trump was saying the opposite when he was campaigning. I don't know if you remember when Mondale was running against Reagan and they had a debate, and Mondale said, we're both going to raise your taxes. I'm going to tell you he's going to lie to you about it. Well, if I'm going to vote for the guy who says he's not. That's exactly the same thing that played out here. You know, the Democrats were in the middle of doing a genocide in Gaza, and they had started a proxy war with the nuclear power of Russia, and Trump was saying we don't need to do that stuff. So it's not like,
and y'all acting like none of that was going down. It's like, we're like, bro, they literally let a genocide go down in Gaza. That's what it was calling them, genocide Biden. But and then also in a proxy war with Russia. We're seeing all this go on. And you think that we were going to vote for Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris showed us her tax plan, and she was going to raise taxes like across the board with all Americans, my man, not just the rich. Like, bro, she was literally telling us her bad ideas straight to our face and expecting us to go along with it. And y'all don't think them were reading it. I think they were just too caught up in the, oh my God, this could be the first woman president and she's black. Oh my goodness. It's like, oh my God, you're selling us out. You're selling us out.
We had a choice. It drives me nuts to hear people try to insult and criticize people who voted for Trump in that way. Like, they're so stupid. What did you think was going to happen? Well, what the did you think was going to happen?
No, low key though. He got a good point. Like, let's be real. All right, let's get back to this.
Just since you asked if one of us had a argument back to it, I do. Actually, I do think Kamala Harris would be back into it. Would be better. You want to come up here? Yeah.
You can't vote. You can't vote. Why are you here?
I think Kamala Harris would be a better president than Donald Trump. She is the most qualified presidential candidate that we've ever had, working in all three.
Most qualified candidate that we ever had. But bro, when she was at her what? I think she was like a district attorney, then attorney general in California. She did a shit show of a job, a terrible job. Vice president, she was placed as border czar, did a terrible job. I mean, bro, her campaign, terrible job. I mean, she has a terrible political record. And you're telling me that was the most qualified? Like, bro, y'all should have pulled out Michelle Obama and that'd have been a better candidate.
Three branches of government. You think Donald Trump is better? What?
She lost, so it doesn't matter. What do you? Anything else? She lost. It doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah, sadly, America already chose who's the better candidate, and it was Donald Trump.
Oh, she lost. It doesn't matter. It does matter. It does matter because Donald Trump has people like you working for him when the only thing you can say about that is you agree on his stance of racism, you agree on his stance of forcible for immigration, ICE using force to deport people.
Yes, what's wrong with deporting people?
I mean, shit, Obama used force to deport people. I mean, you kind of got to use force to deport people. Kind of comes with the territory. Sorry. I mean, I wish we could sit there and just find them in the streets and ask them nicely, like, hey, you undocumented? Yes, sir. All right. I mean, can you just go back over the border, please? Please and thank you. Like, you know, it's really hurting American jobs and American housing. And dude, you would just do us a huge favor if you just go back over that border. I'm sorry, bro, but if that'll work, bro, I'd have been doing it every day. I'd have been walking up to every undocumented asking nicely.
Citizen, even though
what's wrong with deporting people?
I'm not saying anything's wrong with deportation.
You have to use force to deport people.
Yeah,
you don't. We have things. We have.
Well, you're gonna walk up to them. Hey, Jorge, you gotta go. Sorry, man.
I mean,
well, you gotta go.
Well, if we're talking about self-deportation, sure. Like I said, they self-deport, sure. But if we gotta go out there and deport their ass, we gonna do it by force. Sadly, it got to be done by force, like it or not.
Oh, like
we have courts. It's not a federal offense to be in the country illegally.
It's a crime to be here illegally.
Yeah,
it's a crime. It's the same crime as running a red light.
No, it's not a. See, this is what they got mixed up. No, it's not a civil offense. It's literally a misdemeanor. It is a crime. It is a criminal offense. It is not a civil offense. No, when you overstay your visa, that's a civil defense. That's what they got confused. So look it up. When you overstay your visa, that's a civil defense or civil, offense. Sorry, civil offense. But if you sit there and cross the border without proper documentation, that is a criminal violation. So I'm not sure why she's saying that. But actually, I know why. Because most Dems kind of have that confused.
No,
it is a misdemeanor. Yes,
no,
it
it's
is.
not.
Look it up.
Okay, no, yeah, you're talking about AUSC. Hold on.
Let's talk about how President Trump has felonies to his name, which include rape.
He was never convicted of rape.
So against.
He was never convicted of.
He was never convicted of rape. He was held civilly liable for sexual assault, which is not good. But this may sound wild for me to say. It's way better than being convicted of rape. Like, I mean, let's be real.
Rape. That's a lie.
There are pictures.
He was found liable by Jean Carroll, who's a fucking Looney Tune chick, who literally went on CNN after and said rape doesn't have to be physical. That's the person. He was found liable in a civil court. So you're wrong about that.
He used to go in children's changing room for pageants to watch them change.
Well, and here's the thing about that. That's also like contested, because if you actually look up Trump's pageant, the ages were from, and like I said, look, I'm not saying that it can't be true, but you also got to add context in there. The women in Trump's pageant were from 14 to 19. So AKA there are dressing rooms for older women. So he could have been walking into there, and either way, that'd have been low-key creepy. I'll be honest with you. But they are adults. Either way, though, is low-key condemnable.
Okay. Again, number one, he was never convicted of rape. You're talking about Carroll, who's a nutcase who went on CNN and said rape doesn't have to be physical, when that's literally an element that's needed, and he was found liable in a civil court. So that's not the same whatsoever. It was never criminal. Number two, you mentioned ICE and immigration. The thing is that you need force to remove people because they're not going to leave. Okay. And when you're saying that it's a misdemeanor of like running a red light,
here's the thing though, and like, be honest, little did this young lady know, we already tried the nice way. We have a self-deportation app. We're literally putting them on a plane and giving them like $2,000-$3,000. Yeah, we've already initiated the nice way, and if they don't take the nice way, I can't feel too bad about using force. You guys understand this, right? Over 1 million undocumented immigrants have self-deported, and we've only deported maybe about like 600,000. This is last year's numbers. 600,000 were actually deported, but about 1.2 million self-deported. So we already did the nice way. And I mean, if you didn't want to take the nice way, I can't be mad when we kicking in your door, getting you up out of here. I can't be mad at it, because you had the nice way. You had the option.
Really, because
it is the same level.
Let me finish what I'm saying, because you don't know what you're talking about. Let me finish what I'm saying. You don't know anything about immigration.
I do know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't know anything. What is the statute? What is the statute?
I don't know the fucking.
Then shut up.
Tell me what's the statute.
Then shut the fuck up.
No, literally.
That's the problem. Like, see what I'm saying when I say like women are like they think they know and they don't?
No. You tell me what the statute is.
No. Here's the thing, lady. You should know what the statute is, because you're the one saying that it's mistakenly calling it a civil offense, but it's not. It's not a civil violation. That's what the word is. Sorry. Civil violation. It's not a civil violation. It's a criminal violation. It's literally like a crime to do so. So I'm not sure like how you're speaking on this, and you don't know the actual criminal offense or criminal code that's being talked about or that they're breaking.
Because if I'm an idiot,
hey woman, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You're saying you know the statute. I asked you what the statute. You couldn't even say it, so shut up.
You don't know the statute.
1325.
I don't know the statute. You don't know the statute.
It's 8 USC 1325.
We're arguing at the same level here.
No, we're not on the same level because you're stupid. 8 USC 1325.
You're fucking stupid. You're up here arguing with 18 and 19-year-olds.
Well, you're still stupid.
You're like 50.
And you're still stupid. 8 USC 1325 is the code.
You're unmarried, and the best thing you can do is.
Well, actually, he's like, bro, my age. He's around my age. He's like 36. No, never mind. He's not my age. Never mind. I'm 30. This man's like 35, 36. And Myron's face at this point is hilarious. She's like, really, lady? It's like, you're over here trying to talk about a criminal. I'm real with you. A criminal violation, the statute that you know nothing about, that you're incorrectly, like honestly labeling. You're incorrectly identifying it as a civil violation. But no, it's a criminal violation. So yeah, it is pretty important that you know what you're talking about here, especially the statute that they're breaking, that you're misidentifying.
Hang out with college kids and argue. You don't even know. You haven't said one single fact to go against. You only argue through fallacy. And you have these chuds behind me trying to kick me off the mic How about you talk about wanting a respectful argument?
Because you're fucking retarded. That's why. That's why they want you off the mic. You're fucking retarded. And we need to go back to telling people they're fucking retarded. We need to shame stupidity again. Make
your only argument
people
is that people
retarded
are
great
stupid.
again.
Where are
She
your
says,
facts?
Nah, lady, I'm be real with you. He kind of proved that you're, I ain't gonna say stupid, but highly uninformed. There you go. That's a very nice way of putting it. You ain't stupid, sweetheart. You're just highly uninformed. That's it. Really uninformed, ill-informed. There you go. That's a better word. Highly ill-informed, because it's sick. It's almost sick how uninformed you are.
Facts right now.
Coming into the country is like running a red light. No, it's not. It's under a completely different law. Okay.
It is the same misdemeanor.
You don't even know the
It is both
statute. You
at
don't
the
know
level of
anything about the
misdemeanor.
INA. You don't know what you're talking about. I used to arrest people for this, so why don't you shut the fuck up while a professional
I do
talks?
know what I'm talking about.
So anyway, like I was saying,
don't think you know
it's
what
8
you're
USC
talking about at this
1325.
Yeah, he's ex-DHS. Like, if nobody knows anything about Myron's past, bro literally used to actually be ICE. He used to work with ICE. Actually, yeah, he used to try to catch illegals from transporting well, no, he was catching these cartels from transporting illegal and drugs across the border. Like, that was literally my man's career. So he's coming from a very unfair advantage because he's literally in that lifestyle. So it's really hard to beat Myron on this because he literally does that. Not currently, but back in the day.
If you come in illegally, you can be deported for that. Okay, you are now deportable. Now, if you come in again, 1326, that's a felony.
I'm not talking about that.
The reality is that you must.
Lady, that's the thing. That's what they're doing. That's the law they're breaking. So you can't sit there and say, I'm not talking about that when you're talking about the law that they're breaking. Like, remember, you're calling it a civil violation when it's actually a criminal violation, and you don't even know the statute. You don't even know the real law. So, yeah, you might want to shut up and listen to bro. As much as he's calling you dumb, he does know more about you on the situation. Which, I'll be real with you, him calling you dumb is probably going to make her more resistant to actually listening, but it is what it is.
Enforce immigration. The problem is that we haven't done it for so long that it's a foreign concept.
I'm not arguing against deportation or having illegal immigration. I'm arguing against the force that they are currently using now.
You have to use force to deport people.
The force that they're using now, when 8 people were killed in like the last 6 months.
See, there's a problem. See what I mean when I say women shouldn't be in power? This chick really thinks that you could just go to fucking Jorge or Muhammad. Hey, bro, you got to go back to your country, man. No force, though. Can you please go back? That's not how the real world works.
Did I say that once?
Like, that's not how the real world works.
The force that they're
you have a problem with the force that they're.
Yeah, it's like you're not even like clarifying what type of force here. Because I'm be real with you, honestly, we do have to use force, not lethal force. But we do have to use force to get them out of here. Now, if you want to say we don't got to use lethal force, you want to argue for Nate Good and Alex Preddy, I'll agree with this lady all day on that. But we do have to use force to get them out of here. Not lethal, but, we do got to be a bit hands-on.
Utilizing to deport these people. Yes, that's what law enforcement is.
That the 5-year-old
Why do cops have guns? Why do cops have tasers? Why do cops have nightsticks?
I'm sorry,
because they must enforce the law.
Are ICE agents cops now?
Yes.
No,
they're sworn law
buddy.
enforcement.
No, they are not.
You're
ICE
fucking stupid.
Cops
Get this chick
are
out of here.
Not the same.
Get this chick out of here, bro. They're federal officers. You're a fucking moron.
They are a federal officer.
Yo, see, this is what I'm trying to say. Are they cops? Yeah.
Yes, they are cops. They're federal agents. Like, bro, they work for DHS, Department of Homeland Security, dude. Like, lady, are you serious?
They're federal fucking agents, retard. I was one of them. Like, are you stupid? Like, we need to go back to telling people they're retards. And that's like a college student, by the way. This is fucking terrible. Absolutely ridiculous. And here's the thing. She's going to remember this. And she's
you know what's so hilarious, though? And I do hate when, like, these college kids go out there and say, well, we're only a bunch of 18, 19-year-olds. You're grown-ass adults who went through the American school system. You are a grown-ass adult. You should be able to defend your ideas, and you should be able to be knowledgeable about them. I mean, I'm sorry, but if I would never use the excuse that, oh, but I'm just a kid, though. Like, I'm only 18, 19. Nigga, you can read, you can do math, you can go look up information. It's on you to go ahead and be knowledgeable on this topic that you want to debate or you want to speak on. I mean, nobody's going to show you no pity because you're 18, 19. You're in college. You're in school, literally there for critical thinking, even though barely any goes on, but you're there. You should be able to critically think about this stuff.
Go ahead and research and study and become smarter after this. This is why shaming is good.
Oh, yeah.
To say something so fucking asinine as ICE agents aren't law enforcement is fucking ludicrous.
Yeah, that it is wild to say that. But hey, man, shout out movie, bro. Oh yeah, I did cover it. I even read the shooter's manifesto and all that good stuff. Pretty interesting manifesto. I mean, he was pretty much saying, look, I'm sorry, for all the people that I walk past, people that carry my luggage with my weapons in them. I'm here to pretty much take out Trump. I believe he's a pedophile, rapist, and traitor, and I'm willing to, take out anybody who's getting in my way, but preferably I don't want to have to take out nobody. He said, I'm really ready to kill the Capitol guards. I'm ready to kill Secret Service, but I don't want to kill the hotel or just regular guards. He said those are not targets, but then he also said that, oh yeah, anybody attending that dinner, yeah, they can also get it as well because they're complicit in attending a dinner held by Donald Trump. And that's pretty much what he said in his manifesto. But he did apologize though. I mean, all right. I'm just playing. Still wrong.
You don't live in reality, like I said before, which explains all your other nonsensical arguments.
All right. But all right, guys, let me I'm gonna go ahead and close out on this one, guys. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, guys. It's been a really fun live. Make sure you guys double tap that screen, like the video, and hit the yellow icon above to subscribe to the channel, guys. We do this every day. And don't worry, I'll be back tomorrow or later on tonight, depending if I got a little free time. But I appreciate the support, guys. This is Set from Set Media. Go ahead and leave you out from a word from our guys over there at Cowshy. All right, guys. Make sure you double tap that screen, subscribe to the channel. Peace. Yo, this is Set with Set Media, man. I'm here to talk to you about our partner, Cowshy. Cowshy is the largest legal prediction market in the United States with over 1 million users. It's available in all 50 states. They are a real money market. People trading on what they think will happen. You can build a position and trade in and out of almost any prediction you think. Cowshy facilitates trade between people kind of like the stock market. There's no limiting your trades just because you're winning. Cowshy will pay you interest on your position. So if you make a long-term trade, you can earn a return even before the market is resolved. If you want to try out Cowshy, go ahead and give them a try, guys, at my link, cowshy.com/setmedia.